What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we are going to be going over not one, but 3 Japanese deck lists. So it is Japanese Tuesday, so that means we're going to be looking at some fun stuff for BT-11 again. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So first off, I have a very interesting list for you, and that is none other than Justimon. Justimon topped this weekend. Very interesting for a local stop, but that is Japan. They do crazy shenanigans. What I noticed with this deck, it doesn't actually fulfill a curve. It actually cycles in something very differently. It relies pretty much on Justy Kick, which is when you would use this card, reduce the play cost for each tamer you have in play, and you may play one Digimon with Justimon in its name from your hand without paying its play cost. If you do, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost less than or equal to the Digimon you just played. So since Justimon is 12, it is a very powerful 12 trade-off. But what's really nice is it reduces itself for each tamer. So let's say you have 4 Mimis out and this card. So now this thing reduces by 4. 4 Mimis reduces, makes it a -8, and it's only a 4 cost option. That can be crazy, but for every tamer you have out, it really adds in some excitement and fun to it. So things you also are playing in this deck is, first off, Mervamon. So Mervamon is on play when Digimon reveal the top 5 cards of your deck if you play one tamer with a play cost of 4 or less among them without paying its memory cost. Place the remaining cards at the top or bottom of the deck in any order. Being able to filter in, grab a tamer that you need, and be able to speed up your game plan is huge. And then also your turn, when you would play another Digimon by an effect, one of your Digimon gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn, making Justimon pretty much big beefy blocker. Not a bad trade-off. Chikurimon here is basically, you know, hidden security de-digivolve, but it allows us to actually digivolve on top of our Pagumon for that possible draw if we see a Digimon situation. So that's just kind of like the low end. There's nothing else that I noticed on it, but it's a very interesting list, don't you think? But it uses a lot of options to keep your opponent at bay, like DG Dimensions, de-digivolve 3 of your opponent's Digimon, then delete 3 of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 6 or less, and if you have a black tamer in play, this becomes a 7 cost option, which isn't bad, because that means they gave you, if you're at 4, and they have a memory setter out, that's a basically pass your turn situation, but you're not giving them too much memory. But that's kind of how you want to roll. Being able to control and de-digivolve 3 Digimon is huge. Iron Fist Onslaught, deleting all your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. If they go wide, it gets rid of it. Then you have Kongu, basically preventing your opponent's level 7 play cost level 7s or less, basically being able to swing into you, and cards can't be added to security stack by opponent's card effects. That's really powerful. Outside of that, it's really good, and I think this is kind of the way, and especially shutting off recovery, it really is going to help you. Then you have Quake, Blast, Fire, Father. So while you have a Digimon with Hawkmon, Sistermon in its name, or Royal Knights in its traits in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. Never going to happen. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 13 or less. If they're a little bit bigger, then your 12 costs that Justice Kick can't get rid of, then you have another option. Then we have Metal Impulse, so trash 3 cards from your hand. For each card trashed by this effect, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, then delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Not a bad trade-off, has potential. It's just probably getting rid of dead cards in your hand. Izzy Joe, if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. Very easy in this format a little bit because everything kind of just wants to go a little bit wider, and this punishes for it. When one of your black Digimon is deleted, you may suspend this tamer, draw a card. Not bad. Ryu, this card is reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Diaboromon or Justimon in its name among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order, cycling through pieces. When you attack with a black Digimon, you may suspend this tamer to have that Digimon gain 1000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. Added boost, being able to get to your Justimon is really important. Mimi, just to reduce your options to make them a lot cheaper. Hero, to make your Justimon basically punch through most things, and it's a memory setter. And then TK and Izzy. If you have a level 5 or higher Digimon, gain 1 memory. If your opponent has a level 5 or higher in play, gain 1 memory. So this will always gain you a memory because if we have a Justimon out, instant value there. And then when one of your Digimon digivolves into a yellow or green Digimon, you don't really care about that. But that does have the added effect if there was a yellow or green Digimon situation. So what is the whole hullabaloo here with Justimon? So Justimon Blitzarm is kind of the end-all be-all you want to be at. When digivolving, activate one of the effects below. This Digimon gets plus 2000 DP for the turn. Unsuspend this Digimon. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 5 or less. When attacking, for each tamer you have in play, activate this Digimon's when digivolving effect. Being able to unsuspend himself, delete a 5 cost, or just get him beefy is really ridiculous. Things that you like comboing in. You have Critical Arm. It can digivolve for 1 if it has Justimon in its name. When digivolving by returning 1 card with Justimon in its name, other than Justimon Critical Arm, from this Digimon's Digievolution cards to its owner's hand. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 9 or less. Kills most ultimates very easily. When attacking, if you have a tamer in play, this Digimon may digivolve into a card with Justimon in its name other than Critical Arm for a cost of 2, ignoring its Digievolution requirements. So basically, you want to get one of these, like Critical Arm or Excel Arm, going into a loop cycle so that you keep climbing and climbing and then get to Blitzarm that'll be able to restand, unsuspend the whole 9 yards, and just you keep doing this for loops and cycling in to Blitzarm to unsuspend, swing in. As long as you have enough memory, you can keep going into this. Excel Arm basically can digivolve if name contains 1 Justimon by returning 1 non-Justimon Excel Arm level 6 Digimon card from the Digievolution cards to its owner's hand. Digimon gains security check and piercing for the turn. So as long as you do 1 Excel Arm, Digievolution, and then be able to cycle in, this card can constantly keep gaining security checks as long as you keep doing this. When attacking, if you have a tamer in play, you may digivolve this Digimon into a non-Justimon Excel Arm Digimon card with Justimon in its name in your hand for a memory cost 2, ignoring its Digievolution requirements. So basically, it just combos off and just keeps cycling in through these 3 Digimon. So, Critical Arm, Excel Arm, and Blitz Arm. Not bad trade-off there. This is DarkKnightmon with Diaboromon, which is very interesting because what's really bringing this deck home here is the Kurisarimon. So when this is being able to play the errata when digivolving, but all your Digimon with other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon gains Rush. So what's really nice about this, if you do this in Raising and then digivolve into Skull Knight Cavalier mode for 1, so this now doesn't care about the jamming and blocker situation. It's because it contains Skull Knightmon and Deadly Axemon in name. So basically, this Skull Knightmon gains Rush if you hard play it. This Skull Knightmon gains Rush if it's hard played while you have this card underneath your Cavalier mode. Now sharing names really gets important now because now you can apply pressure faster. Then you have Deadly Axemon searching new pieces, and you can get it into a cycle that would be really nice. You have Caramon for on-play, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with unidentified in its type, and 1 errata tamer from among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. So be able to cycle out pieces, get your cards you need. Then you also have this Caramon here that if you play another Digimon with the same name as this Digimon, trigger draw 1. Very easy to do when you have Skull Knightmon Cavalier mode as your source, because now this Mighty Axe might get you extra pieces here. This Skull Knightmon will get you extra pieces. This Deadly Axe will get you extra pieces. It gets ridiculous pretty quickly. Then you have Chumon. Your opponent can't gain memory except with tamer effects. Not a bad trade-off. Then you have Deadly Axe, DarkKnightmon. Basically, on play, digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon with. Then, if you digicross with 2 cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 5 or less. All turns when this Digimon would be deleted by returning 1 level 4 or lower black Digimon card from this Digievolution cards to its owner's hand. You may play 1 Skull Knightmon or Deadly Axemon from this Digimon's Digievolution cards without paying its play cost. Digicross 2 Skull Knightmon and Deadly Axe. Then you have DarkKnightmon himself. You may place 1 Skull Knightmon or 1 Deadly Axemon from your hand or trash under this Digimon into this Digievolution card in any order. Not bad build up. All turns when this Digimon is deleted, you may play 1 Skull Knightmon and or Deadly Axemon from the Digievolution card suspended without paying their memory cost. So, I don't hate it. Then you have Diaboromon itself. At the end of the battle, you may play one Diaboromon token without paying its memory cost. So in security, that's not bad hit, but all turns when your Diaboromon, all Diaboromon gain blocker. So even if you had to hard play this and you produced a couple tokens, not a bad trade-off. They all have blocker, making your board really powerful. What's really nasty about these are they are not able to be de-digivolved with Death X. Himself can be de-digivolved, but if you hard play him and the tokens are more powerful, so you have to plan accordingly, maybe throw down a rookie or something to bait out Death X's, but that's kind of how you want to go. Death X being a boss Digimon that just basically on play when digivolving, de-digivolve all your opponent's Digimon, then delete all your opponent's level 4 or lowers, and then delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. Not bad, and reduces and gets smaller. Probably memory boost to spit out something, hopefully you hit something, and then you just combo in. Izzy to stack the deck. Arata, basically if you have a Digimon with unidentified in its type in your trash, gain 1 memory. And then when you would digivolve your Digimon into Diaboromon, you can spend this tamer to play 1 Diaboromon token without paying its memory cost. Sets you up, builds up, really powerful. And then this Skull Knightmon, basically extra security checks, but also can warp into your DarkKnightmons very easily. Not a bad trade-off, don't you think? And then finally we have Minervamon Loop. So this one was sent to me by one of my friends in Indonesia. He's did well with his locals. He got first place with it. So it's not a bad deck at all. And seeing as this is still the Loop core. So Minervamon is retaliation, but opponent's turn, when your opponent plays a Digimon, you may play a 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. Play effects on this Digimon played with this effect do not activate. So not bad, it cycles in. But on deletion, if your opponent has 2 or less Digimon in play, you may play 1 purple level 5 or lower purple Digimon or 1 Mervamon from your trash without paying its memory cost. So this basically, you have to time this right. It's a very problematic situation if your opponent has more Digimon than you, more than 2. The deck kind of gets into a standstill. But we have Mervamon here, so when you would play this card, you may also place cards from your trash and Digivolution cards for Digicross. If you can get enough memory going and get this for free, it's not bad. On play, when Digivolving, you may play 1 purple level 4 lower card or level 4 or lower card with Crossheart in its traits from your trash without paying its memory cost. If you're Digicrossing, add 1 to the number of cards you can play with this effect, so you can get at least 2. And then all your Digimon with Retaliation or with Crossheart in its traits gain Rush and Blocker. Digicross 3 for 1 Digimon with Crosshearts in its trait. When you would play this card, you may place specific cards from your hand or battle area under it. Each card placed reduces the play cost. It's only a 1 deal, but not bad. There's possibilities. You get the Retaliation, the Blocker, Rush. So all your Retaliation, and then but also Rush and Blocker is really important. Then we have Back for Revenge to cycle back in the Minervamon. And then Jack Raid is the basically gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in trash, extending your plays. Then you have Revival from Darkness, delete one of your purple Digimon, then you may play 1 level 5 or lower cards from your trash without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects of that Digimon played with this effect do not activate. Then we have Grave Memory Boost. Return 1 purple Digimon card from your trash to your hand. Then put this card into the battle area, gain 2. Then you have Calling from Darkness to get pieces back. Really useful. Matt is just your memory setter and getting pieces back in and options back if you need it as soon as possible. Analog Youth being able to help you mill and add a piece to your hand out of that mill. And then when you're a level 5 or higher Digimon, Digievolution card is deleted, you may suspend this tamer. If you do gain 1 memory, then hatch 1 egg to an empty space in the breeding area. Not bad. Then we have the loop itself. Cerberusmon, basically you want to have this played by Revival of Darkness, and then use Minervamon to basically play Cerberus Werewolf mode to get that gain that 9 memory for very cheap, because all you have to do is pay 4 and you gain 5. So it's not a bad trade-off there. So very powerful. Devimon for that one blocker, just to cycle in with the shenanigans of Shoutmon and stuff like that. Eismon is basically, if you trash it, you get a free body out. If you have an Eismon scatter mode. On deletion, draw 3, then trash 2 cards in your hand. Then we have Soulmon with Retaliation. All your Digimon with Retaliation gets plus 2000 DP. Multiple Soulmons on board can really apply a lot of pressure, and the blocker and Rush really does help out there. Then you have Psychmon to your opponent can't reduce play cost, so this tries to stop any of the shenanigans, you know, ×4 has and stuff like that. Then you have Gaze to shut off memory gain. Then you have Gabumon, that's on deletion, draw 2, then trash 1 card. This is basically to combo in with the Eismon. And then you have IgniteMon. So this Digimon can, when attacking by deleting one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with a level less than or equal to the deleted Digimon's level. So if they do have a Psychmon out, you could easily get that going. And this can actually lead to really good. It's a Deathclaw on a body. Not a bad trade-off. All turns when you play a Digimon by effect, gain 1 memory. Not bad. And then Demi-Mera, on deletion, trigger, draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. So, all in all, great decks, I think, this week. What did you like the most? Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed these videos. And if you guys catch me more, I do market watches, match videos. I have a Tri-Cup series with Ben. So we have a lot of potential coming through. So without further ado, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!